Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. And in this video, we're going to be talking about the shape of NumPy arrays and how we can reshape NumPy arrays. And I know it's been a while since I posted a video about NumPy arrays, but we're back with some more. So let's get started. Alright, so like usual, we are on Google Colab. So collab.research.google.com. And yeah, let's get started. So the first thing we have to do whenever we're working with NumPy is pip install Numpy. And what this does is it just installs NumPy. For you, it's probably going to show something different if this is your first time running it, because I already have NumPy on my computer. And the next thing we have to do is import NumPy as NP. And we do it as NP because it's just an alias for NumPy, so we don't have to type out NumPy every single time. Alright, so before we get started, I'm just going to create an array. So I'm going to call this array, ARR equals np.array. And I want to make this a 2D array. So I'll just fill this with some more arrays. So 2, 3, 4, comma, 3, 4, 2. And I'll just create one more. 2, 4, 3. Alright, so now we have our NumPy array. And now let's just run this and let's print out our array. And we see this is our two-dimensional array. And just to recap, a two-dimensional array is a one-dimensional array filled with one-dimensional arrays. So I said in my intro that in this video, we're going to be talking about the shape of a NumPy array. Well, what really is the shape? Well, shape displays a tuple of integers that indicates the number of elements stored along each dimension of the array. So it basically just gives you the dimensions of the array. So let's check it out. Array.shape. And let's run this. And we get 3 by 3. And like I said, shape is just the dimensions of your array. Alright, I'm just going to change array. So let's say I'll make it 3 by 4. So I'll just add 2. So 4, 3, 2. So now let's run this cell. So we see this is what our array is like. And now let's run this. And we see we have a 4 by 3 array. And that's basically it. It's just as simple as that. Now let's look at something else. This is the size method. And it tells you the total number of elements in the array. And size is basically the product of the dimensions of our array. So let's take a look at the size. And we get that the size of our array is 12. And just to recap, size just tells you the amount of elements in our... I'm just going to print out array again so we can see how it looks like. And when I run this, we get the same array. Okay, so what reshape really does is it just reshapes the array that you give it. And this is one of the pretty cool things about NumPy arrays, because you can't just use a simple method to do that with a Python list. But with NumPy, this library completely revolves around arrays. So it has a bunch of methods that make it extremely convenient to work with them. Alright, so we have this. And now let's just see the shape again. Array.shape, and let's run this. And we get it's a 4 by 3. Well, let's say I want a 3 by 4. What am I going to do now? Well, it's simple. I can just use the reshape method. So I'm going to create a new array. And this array will be called B. And B is equal to array.reshape. And now I'm going to pass in my dimensions. So 3 by 4. And now let's just run this. Alright, so it has run, so we know that there's no problems. And now let's just see what it looks like. And we see it now has 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 2, 2, 4, 3, 4, 3, 2. And as you see, it has the exact same contents, just not in the same orientation. And we still have the same number of elements, and we can see that through running array.size. And we get 12 for array.size, and now let's see b.size, and we get 12. So it's the exact same thing. Now, let's say I'm gonna create a new array. I'll call this array C. So C is equal to array dot reshape 3 by 3. Let's say I want it to be 3 by 3 and I really don't want the extra elements. So I can just run this, but we do get an error. And this is because you can't reshape your array so that it doesn't follow the dimensions, because that just doesn't make sense to Python and it just starts breaking down. So even though np.reshape is really easy to use and extremely simple, it still has some rules you cannot break. And whatever I showed you in this video, all of that is a very extremely important part of NumPy arrays. So you have to remember these. Otherwise, it could cause some problems, and we don't like problems. Well, that's it for this video. I'll catch you next time. Peace.